Hey everybody, this is Cherokee Edwards from Cherokee Edwards Inspires, where we're going to have shows here to talk about life, to talk about what makes your life special, what makes it better, and everybody working together, because together everyone achieves more. Acronym for the word team. Stay tuned and let's get it on. Hey everybody, welcome to another show of the Cherokee Edwards Inspires. And today I have the lovely Shawnte Mitchell of Enticing Fitness LLC. What's up, Shawnte?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I am good. You know, we got this pandemic going on, but other than that, we good, right?
You got it.
Well, I want to just jump right in. The water's warm. You know, I've known you for years. I mean, and the thing is that I've been a huge fan. And there's a lot of fans out here that are fans of yours that go to see you. And I know you don't get the chance to sit with us a lot, and you don't get the chance to talk to us one-on-one because you're usually doing your shows. But today, I want to give the listeners a little bit of an insight on you and let them know that you are human. And even though you look like a superwoman when you're on the runway, and it could be intimidating, let's talk about what you go through, and let's talk about, what made you do modeling? What was it that drove you to modeling?
Well, it started when I was in college. It was a fashion show. They had an audition for a fashion show. And I was like, oh, I've never done a fashion show. So, I don't know about this. And I watched and I was like, I think I can do this. And so I actually auditioned and I felt like I was just doing whatever. Doing whatever I saw people do. And then there was one of the designers watched me and they said, hey, we're having a fashion show. I would like for you to come out to it. So I went and the group was called Phase One. And they were well known in Richmond. So I went to the audition and I made the audition and then they started, working with me. And I'm watching the young ladies because of the young ladies that I was seeing on the runway were well known walkers, like they were runway killers, runway slayers, whatever you want to call them. That's what they were.
Right.
And so I used to always look up and like, wow, I want to be just like that. I want to be known. I want to get on the runway and just kill it. I just love the energy on the runway.
Right.
So I just started watching people. A lot of times people ask, like, who did you look up to? Naomi Campbell. And I looked at regular people.
Okay.
People not,
local celebrities.
Right. And so, I used to watch people and I'm like, oh, okay. So what can I do to better my craft? And I used to, instead of me trying to imitate others, I used to just go home and I would just put on some heels and just practice my walk until my walk came into me. So it was like, I was like, okay, this is me.
Right.
So whenever people would see me, they'll be like, that's Shawnte right there. So, I worked on it just so I can make that name for myself. And after that, it just took off from there.
Well, I know it's perfect as you are, and I know you're not going to say it, so I'm going to go ahead and say it as a huge fan. I noticed the very particular things you do when you come out. It's never the same walk. It's never the same pose. It's never the same, but it's always fierce, and it's always so much energy. What do you do with your turns, and what do you attribute that level of expertise and discipline?
I feel like when I come out, it's never anything set in stone that I'm going to do. So I never know what I'm going to do. Once I put on that outfit and I hit that stage, of course I become someone else. But when I start walking, it's what I'm feeling in that outfit.
Right.
It's like, how do I want to portray? How do I want the people, the audience, to see this outfit? How can I captivate them to want them to speak to this designer and buy this or purchase this outfit?
Right.
So when I get on that runway, I never focus on what I'm going to do or how I'm going to do it. It just comes to me. So I really never know.
Wow. So, I mean, it's just your inspiration. Whatever you feel, that's what, you transform into that.
Yeah. I mean, now I do have a signature thing that everybody know I do. It's this little neck thing when I get to the end of the runway.
Yes.
But I don't do it every time I come out.
Right.
But you're going to see it.
Yeah.
In the show.
Some of the time
so
you're going to see
that, it. I will say, I do. And I don't even determine when I'm going to do it.
Right.
I just know it's going to happen in a show. Other than that, everything else just happens. is what I'm feeling.
You do a rear back thing where you lean back. It's almost like a slow motion type. Check this out. And the turns you do, and it's a sassy way you turn and you move, and you're always so fit. Tell our listeners, what kind of regiment do you do when you're getting ready, whether it's for a show or you just a normal routine for you?
Well, I've always been active. So I'm not going to say per se that I get ready for a show.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure I've always been an advocate of staying fit.
Mm-hmm.
I started sports when I was in 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that just stuck with me. But I've always said to myself, when it came to modeling, I wanted to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to look like the typical models, the size 2, size 0 models, but I wanted to look fit.
Yes.
And I wanted to look nice in clothes, because you have a lot of designers out here that they're not looking for that typical size 0 or that typical size 2.
The hanger.
They're not looking for the straight up and down, right? Some designers want someone with a curve.
Yeah.
But even if you have a curve, you still want to have a nice body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big advocate of, like, even if I put on a fashion show, if I have a bathing suit designer, if you're not bathing suit ready, you're going to put on this bathing suit.
That's right.
And I always felt like, if I'm going to wear something, if I'm going to wear a garment for a designer, I need to make sure I'm going to look good in that garment. That means nothing can be hanging out, nothing can be poking out.
It'd be tight.
Right. So I'm big on it. I'm big on looks. Like, even now, I won't wear certain things. If I feel like I look bloated or I feel like I gain weight, I won't put it on.
You won't put it on. Well, now, and being a speaker and a business owner myself, I know that there's some things that come with success. And one of those things is a jealousy and an envy. And, hey, she thinks she's better than me, or she thinks she's better than everybody else. And I don't want to talk to her. But I do want to watch her. And I'm pretty sure you've gone through that. And I'm pretty sure that, you've seen it. I actually seen it for you at times. And I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen, where people have looked at you, but they watched you walk and they watched you. What do you say to the models that are aspiring to be selected for these shows and maybe to want to get better? Do you have any advice for them?
If you really aspire to be a model, definitely put in the work. Don't just jump into trying to do something because you think it's fun or you see someone doing it and you don't put the work in, you don't get that background work, because you have so many people out here now that are saying, oh, I'm running, I'm a model coach, I'm running clinics, trainings, and so forth to teach you how to walk. Do your research and know what designers are looking for. Know what the runway world is looking for before you go out there and start spending your money on people that have no idea or clue of what they're doing.
Right.
Because it's not hard and it's not easy. But if you don't put that focus and time into yourself, you're not going to get to that platform of where you want to be.
Right.
So I definitely tell people, I even speak to a lot of young girls now that look into modeling, and I'm like, understand something. Everything is not peaches and cream.
Right.
People
not
think it's
so
easy.
Pictures, right?
People think it's so easy that you're going to go to this audition, you're going to make it, you're going to get on the runway, and you're going to walk. That's not how it works. I had a show in DC for one of the designers, and he had a rehearsal, and the girls were walking, and he just stopped everything and said, hold on, I don't know who selected these models, but they are horrible. Ooh. And reality hit. Because people need to understand that's the reality of this world. Like, everything is not peaches and cream. Everything is not going to be easy. Just because your friend told you that you look good,
yes, it's not always the case.
True. Just because your mama told you that you look good, it's not always the case. And the one thing I can appreciate with everything I do, my mom is my biggest supporter, but my mom keeps it real.
Yeah.
If I remember one show, she embarrassed the mess out of me. Because I don't like to wear certain lipsticks because I just don't feel like they look right on me. And of course, makeup artists were quick to say, "Oh no, this looks good. This is fierce."
Yeah.
I walked down that runway with this lady put a bright red lip on me.
Ooh.
And I walked to the end of the runway, and my mama came to the stage and was like, And I'm thinking something wrong. And I went and did like a little pose to go to her.
Yeah.
And that thing had white my lipstick on.
She said, I don't care where we are. You ain't gonna have my baby looking like this.
And she don't care, but my mom, she will keep it real. If I came out and I had on something, she'd like, Shawn, that wasn't right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she's like, what's going on with your walk? What you was doing? Was you tired? Was you good? She's not gonna come to me and show, oh, you killed that. You getting the real. Yeah, she's gonna keep it real. She'll give me all my flaws.
Yes.
And then say, but my baby, that's my baby.
That's real love, though. You got to tell people the truth.
And that's how I am with other people, because I tell them a lot of times you get a lot of yes people.
Yes.
Yes, you did that. Yes, you look good. Yes. No, baby, we need to work. I'm not going to be negative, but I'm going to tell you what we need to do to get you to where you need to be.
It's the only way you get better.
Right. And a lot of people don't, they don't look into that.
Right.
So when a lot of times when people meet me, they think, oh, she's mean. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to prepare you for that world.
That's right.
Okay, because it's different when you go out here and you do the local shows. Because a lot of times they just select anybody. But when you're trying to go out here and you talk about you want to go to New York Fashion Week and this Fashion Week and that Fashion Week, be prepared for what you're getting into.
You better be ready.
It's not going to be the same.
Right. So. Wow. Well, we're going to take a minute for station identification, and we will be back with the lovely Shawnte.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right. Well, we're back with Shawnte Mitchell. And, we were talking about the preparation of getting into this modeling thing and all the work. And I know you put in a lot of work because you can't do the things you do. I've seen I've seen many models. Obviously, my wife modeled. I've seen a lot of models in my time. But when you're doing a show, what goes through your mind when you choose? Because I know you told me one time before that there are some shows you won't go to, you won't actually do. What's the determination and the factor of that?
I look into who's doing the show. That's major for me. It's not saying that you have to be someone, famous or well known, but just what is the background of this show? What is it for? If it's just a show that's going to be in the club down in the dungeon, this isn't for me. Because I don't feel like I should be on a pedestal, but I also feel like I need to be mindful of where I'm branding myself and where I'm putting myself, because everything is not for everybody.
Right.
So I feel like if you are that type of model that you just want to model or you want to be in a fashion show, that's for you. It's not for me.
Right.
So, but if it's something that's more so where we're doing a like a charity event or whatever, I'm cool with things like that. But like I said, anything that's like you get me in a dungeon somewhere,
right,
or
low budget,
for your friend,
basically, right,
or you just go in and your friend has some t-shirts that you want to put out. That's just not for me. Right. So yeah.
So and I know you've traveled all over the world. We were talking about you having a trip to Africa. Tell us some of the places you've been. You maybe even talk about Africa where you've done your thing.
Well, I did have. I was able to go to Paris. I did Paris Fashion Week. That was amazing. I've done. I think I went to every state.
Wow.
I think I've been to every state here. But outside of the states, I think Paris and Africa are the two.
That's the two that stand out to you.
Right.
So I know that you train models, when you work with them. I think in what I've known of you, I want some of these young girls or even some of the more mature women, I want them to know the inside of Shawnte a little more, because I think that one of the most important things about you are a sweetheart. You are awesome. And but you're fierce on the runway. So I'm thinking that it could be an identity crisis at times. What do you think? You think that can happen?
I've heard that I intimidate people.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do you feel with when you're selected with it, because you're always selected, but with a group of models, whether you know them or you really don't know them that well, they don't know you that well, but yet they're intimidated a bit about you. Tell me how do you approach the selection? In other words, you guys are all selected. You're all in the back. You're all getting dressed and getting ready. Take me through your process.
When I'm in the back with the models, I'm just to myself. If you are, first of all, people need to understand I'm a goofball. I'm silly, retarded. I'm all the above.
Yeah,
so when people get to know me, they be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you are really this silly." But in that particular setting, I've always been the type of person that if I don't know you, I don't talk to you, I don't say nothing, I'm gonna be cordial and speak, and I'm just to myself because I'm there to handle business.
Yes,
and then I'm out. But a lot of times, and also depending on your energy, if I get in there and if your energy is right, I may converse with you.
Right.
But if your energy is real negative, it keeps me in my space because I'm preparing myself to hit the runway.
That's right.
Nothing else matters to me.
That's right.
So I try not to even, get into that negativity that people bring, especially when it comes to me.
Right.
Because I've had it where I go out of town and then people are like, "Oh, who is this?"
Right.
They know I'm not from there. So,
right.
Who she thinks she coming in?
Yeah, here comes that confidence that they see.
And I just sit back like I don't know what's going on. And they're like, "You need to show you what to do." I'm like, "I think I got it. I'm good." But understand when it's time for me to hit that runway,
you got it.
I'm gonna let you know.
And that I've seen that. I went to a show. I'll tell the listeners about this one. I went to a show that you did. It was a couple years ago, and you had these big, beautiful angel wings. But before then, I was helping somebody. I don't even remember who it was. I just was happened to be there. So I carried some of the boxes and things back there in the back of, and I don't usually go there. Obviously, I'm there to come sit down in the audience.
Right.
But I saw you. Just sitting there. I thought you had some iPods in your ears or something, but you were away from the crew. And I know that you're not cliquish. I know that for a fact. And I think that people mistake that for arrogance and conceit instead of what it really is, which is preparation. I think it's important that these ladies know, and ladies out there, ladies and gentlemen, I guess too, because there's guys that model too. But Shawnte is amazing, and I'm going to let her say it because I don't want to be the one. But I know for a fact a lot of people want to ask you questions. They want to ask you about, certain things they can do in their walk, and maybe can they work with you. I think for myself, what I've seen, maybe that's the wrong time to ask you is when you're at the show. I think they might need to talk to you outside. What do you think about that?
Well, they can approach me when I'm at a show. The only thing is, if like you were saying, when you saw me, to myself away from the group, a lot of times, depending on the shows and who's in the show and what's going on, I tend to shy away from, a lot of times, for some odd reason, people like to do like eat, drink. That's not me.
Yeah.
I don't eat before a show. I mean, if anything, I might eat, some fruit a little bit, but I don't like to eat full-course meals.
That's right.
I don't understand why you have a whole bucket of chicken back here. I've never understood why I go to fashion shows and the producers have, okay, well, we want the food for the models. And I look in this pizza. Why are you feeding me pizza? And I have to fit in this skin tight dress. Yeah. So, I'm a lot of times when you have a lot going on in the back, that's when I shy away. It's not it's not that I'm trying to be standoffish or
alienate yourself.
Right. It's more so like I'm just getting myself in a zone because that's not where I want to be.
Right.
Because I don't believe in the whole drinking. I hate when people say drink this to calm your nerves. Okay, so once her nerves are calm, what's going to happen when she trips up on that runway?
Right. She got to deal with the equilibrium now.
Exactly. So, a lot of times I would just shy myself away from that and just put myself in a zone just to get myself clear,
right,
or whatever. But I don't mind if people come up to me at a show. It could be during the show, after the show, before the show. I don't mind. You don't have to be scared or nervous to talk to me because I don't bite.
Right.
I'm just the sweetest little thing.
You are. You don't. You just hot and ferocious when on the runway.
Right. It's too.
Michael Jordan is the same way. I mean, great guy outside and he killer on the court.
Right.
Kobe was like that. Anybody. I've noticed that, and including in myself, is when it's showtime. It's showtime, isn't it, Shawnte?
It's showtime.
Showtime and showtime. You're there for business, aren't you? It's like you said it earlier. You're there for business. But I just want to. I think that you bring so much to the modeling world. Yeah, you're welcome. I just think that a lot of people, hopefully the listeners, won't be as shy to approach you. And if they understand a little bit more of who you are and how you approach the sincerity of the show,
right?
And so tell us again about your company and about this Zumba.
Okay.
I want to hear about that.
All right. So I started. I got my certification in Zumba about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and it was kind of on a whim because all of my friends, I dance. I do choreography. I used to dance for Blackstreet. So I, my girlfriends was like, "You need to teach Zumba." I was like, "I don't want to teach that. What is that?" I didn't know what it was. So my friend was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna take you to somebody's class." I said, "Okay." So we go to the class, and I was like, "I don't like this. I'm ready to go." So we left. And so my friend was like, "You really should teach Zumba because then you will have a lot of people in your class." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So everybody kept saying it. I said, "Well, let me see what it is." I said, because even if I go get my certification, if I don't like it, I don't have to teach it.
Right.
So I went, I think I went down. I was down here, 757. I got it down here. I came down here to get the certification. And the thing that stuck out to me was when our trainer said, "Make it your own." Once she said that, I said, "Oh, I can teach Zumba."
That's right.
If I don't have to do this basic stuff that y'all are doing, I can teach Zumba.
Right.
So then when I started teaching Zumba, I noticed that like a lot of the Zumba music, they do the salsa, merengue, they do reggaeton, so forth. I was like, I said, my whole purpose and goal is if I'm going to work you out, I want to work you out. So of course I want you to get your cardio in, but I also want you to, get that tone in as well. So I want you to be out here like, she just tried to kill me. And I wasn't getting that from doing like the salsa moves,
right?
And not to take away from nobody,
no,
all, because
a nice smooth stepping,
right?
You want to make them sweat,
exactly.
Yeah.
So because of course you can work your legs and salsa, but I was like, it wasn't working for me,
right?
So I started like thinking of ways to make my class more interesting and more fun. And that's okay. Take your dancer side and create your workout.
Right.
So from there, I started bringing different genres in, doing a lot of reggae and African music. And sometimes I pull in some hip hop, depending on what it is.
Right.
And after that, I kind of shied away from that whole Zumba style. So I said, you know what? I need my own thing. So I said, what'll make me different? And I was like, yeah, I like Enticing Fitness. I said, because I want to entice you to be fit. So that's when I came up with my name. And with instead of me calling it Zumba, I call it Enticing Fitness LLC. It's more so dance fitness.
Right.
And basically all I do is because I'm a choreographer, it's easy for me to create routines. But within that creation, I make sure that you are getting not only that cardio work, you're getting that toning work as well. So when people come in, like I've had girls that have been coming to my class for a year now. And one girl, she's lost 60 something pounds.
Wow.
She was diabetic. She was on the metformin. Doctor took her off, everything. So, I do that. That's my motivation because I'm doing it to help people. I know what I can do and what I'm capable of. I know this God-given talent that I was given by God.
Yeah.
But I don't use it for selfish reasons.
Right.
I do it because I want to help people. And so many people come to me once they started seeing others like transforming. People started coming to me and was like, "Hey, look, I went to the doctor today. My doctor said this. If I don't do this, I'm going to have to get on that." And I understand we don't want to be on medicine.
No.
So what is it that I can do for you to help you meet your requirements?
Right.
And once we have a talk, just come to my class.
That's it.
Once they start coming to my class, That's it. They start dropping those pounds, and the doctors will tell them, "Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it."
That's right.
So that's my motivation. It's never, I never have no selfish reasons to do anything that I'm doing, whether it's modeling or dance fitness or even just dance.
Right.
It's always to benefit and help others.
Right.
Because I feel like, I don't feel like I've always had that encouragement from others, because people are like, "Oh, she got it."
Yeah.
I don't get that encouragement, so I always want to encourage others.
Right.
I'm gonna give to people what I didn't get.
It's something to be said about that. Somebody sent me a message one time because I'm like you, I like to help people, and the message was very clear. It read, the bad thing about being so strong is no one ever asks you if you're okay.
Yes,
and it was a picture of a lion, because people know that I represent lions, even though I'm not a Leo, I'm a Gemini, but I probably should have been a Leo. But I love the lion concept, you know what I mean?
I'm a Leo, that's why I'm
exactly. I know you are, so I had to do a little plug for you for that. But, it's the lion pride fashion. When I first came out, I was more like a tiger, because a tiger is a solitary hunter.
Okay.
They hunt for themselves, they take care of themselves. But when you start to think about it, even though a tiger is beautiful and majestic, the cat that you want to be, if you had to be a cat, is a lion, because they hunt as a pride, as a family. So everything that they do together. And I see that in you, and I've heard that. And that's what inspired me. I'm so happy to have you on my show, because I see, sometimes uphill battles come from us because we want it more for someone than they want it for themselves.
Right.
And then a lot of times people are too prideful to come and ask you for help. So rather than ask you for help, they criticize. She thinks she's all that. She thinks she's this, that, and the other. And I always say, when people say that, no, I think it's you that think that about her.
Right.
And you're a little agitated that, greatness is greatness, and that's what it is. But it comes at a cost. To whom much is given, much is required. So before we wrap the show up, Shawnte, tell our listeners how they can reach you. What's the easiest way and format to reach you, and still take it from there.
Okay. So you can actually reach me on Facebook. It's VA Dancer. It's all one word, VADANCER. The same for Instagram. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page, which is Enticing Fitness with Tay, and Tay is TAE. Where else am I? Oh, and then I have my business page, which is Enticing Fitness LLC as well.
Enticing Fitness. I tell you what, if that don't make you want to get fit, ladies, is it just for ladies? I'm going to ask that question.
I have men in my class as well.
The men there for fitness today, or what they doing now?
They're in there for fitness.
Okay, because they can't see you, but I'm looking at you. I know I might sign up for that class, but it won't be for the same reason they do it. But I'm so happy to have you on here. Is there a message that you want to leave the listeners with?
Is there a message I would like to leave you?
A thought, a message?
I will say this: never cheat yourself. Always try to put forth your best effort to reach your goals, because nothing is promised, but you put in the hard work, anything you can gain. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I do.
I knew what I was going to say.
Well said. Yeah, and it comes at a price. You got to be willing to work for it.
In order to gain that confidence, gain that strength, you got to put in work. You can't, don't never let nobody talk you out of anything, trying to do anything. No, nothing. Just be you and do you.
Well said.
Stay true to yourself.
Well said. Well, that's the advice from Miss Shawnte Mitchell, Enticing Fitness LLC. That's our time for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in. And get at my girl. Tay is the real deal. And ladies, walk on up and just talk to her. She's a real person. She's a sweetheart. Just like she said, she's a sweetheart. You got to know her outside the game. You can't get her at game time and try to, you can't change a player's game in the ninth inning.
Stop judging.
That's right. Don't judge unless you be judged. All right. God bless y'all. And stay safe. Keep your hands washed and keep your social distancing. God bless.